Oh my god, so sorry, sis. Kyle and I just can't make it today since our schedules are jam-packed with appointments. You know how it is sometimes. That's okay, no worries. I know you're busy. I think Mom and Dad were really looking forward to seeing you, though. Sorry, I'm glad you understand. I'll make sure to give you your birthday present next time. You don't have to do that. I'm not that happy about my birthday anyway. It feels weird to be celebrating it at my age. I feel like maybe I'm too old for birthday presents now anyway. Yeah, I get that. You are kind of old now. But you gave me a present last year, so I owe you one. I told you you don't have to do that. It's really not a big deal anyway. Yeah, you're right. It's not. That's kind of what I figured you'd say. Besides, I didn't even like the present you gave me last year. You know I don't wear orange. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I guess I'm sorry you didn't like it. If it still has the tag on it, I can return it with a receipt. Oh, it's totally fine. We don't really care. I just gave it to one of my poor coworkers and she liked it. I mean, our salaries are totally different, so that's why you chose such a gaudy, awful blouse, right? I don't really care about things like that anyway, since I can just buy clothes for myself. Oh, I see. I guess I won't buy you any more clothes as gifts anymore. Yeah, good idea. When I showed it to Kyle, he kind of scrunched his nose and just said, "Is your sister broke or something?" I defended you and said she's not broke, though because I'm a nice sister, right? You know, Kyle's family is crazy rich. Sometimes he just doesn't understand that not everyone is so fortunate. Our sense of what money is worth is totally different. He thinks that $150 for a shirt is reasonable. Oh, really? Wow, I would never spend that much on a shirt. Thanks for sticking up for me, I guess. I'll think about what to get for you next time. Maybe something useful for your kitchen or something. Yeah, but don't worry about it. That's just him. He's picky, and we don't need anything. So don't break the bank. Anyway, enough about me. Is there anything you want for your birthday? I'll get you something. I'll at least get you a birthday card. I told you don't have to. Besides, I can't really think of anything I want anyway. I'm happy with what I have. Oh, come on. You don't have to be so polite. Oh, right? I got this idea the other day. If you don't want anything, how about I introduce you to one of Kyle's rich friends? Are you serious? I don't really want that either. Thanks, though. What? Why not? He could help you out with your financial situation. Then maybe you could spend $150 on a shirt. It's high time you get married. Time is ticking. Aren't you kind of a spinster now since you've turned 29? I mean, if you want to have kids, it's going to be especially difficult. If you want kids, you better have some now. It'll only get harder and harder if you don't have them before you get even older, you know. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I'm not really thinking about that at this point in my life anyway. And Ryan is okay waiting too. Well, since Kyle and I are both working, so we both have a stable income, we think we're all set for the future. Have you at least started saving up some money? Oh, and Kyle's older sister, Jessica, remember her? She's already had 3 kids now. I'm not saying you have to have kids right now. Oh, I see. Well, I'm happy for her, but I don't envy her. 3 kids is a lot. Right. She's so happy. It's almost annoying. I don't envy her either. But I've never really been good with kids, you know? So I don't plan on having them. They're like little gremlins to me. Also, I don't want my whole life to change because of kids. I enjoy my lifestyle right now. Kyle is on the same page as me, so we both don't plan on having kids. But you love kids, don't you? You always seem to want your own. I do like kids, but I'm not thinking about having them anytime soon. I have a lot of other things I want to do first. What? Are you sure you want to wait? You're saying that now, but one day you'll wake up and already be 35. And then isn't it kind of too late? I mean, it's still possible for a woman to have children at an older age. But if you don't do it now, you'll probably regret it later, so you better start popping some kids out. Yeah, I guess it would be harder. I'll keep that in mind. But lots of women have kids later in life these days. Well, if you do want me to introduce you to someone, then let me know. I'd love to play matchmaker. Kyle and I know lots of great bachelors in the area. And if they work at our company, then their salaries are also really good like ours. A lot of our coworkers are single, you know. I mean, they might not be your type, though, since you seem to like scrawny, nerdy guys who work dead-end jobs. Yeah, I guess I do have a type, but they didn't all have jobs. Anyway, thank you for the offer. I'll think about it. If I feel up to it, then I'll ask you to bring me along somewhere. Are you sure you want to pass this up right now? You know, I really am serious. We know a lot of guys. I could even think of people who might be into you if you can believe that. Or if you think of something else you want, then just let me know. I'll buy it for you, no problem. Well, anyway, I gotta get back to work now. Talk to you later. Melanie, is it true you're getting married? Mom told me and I was taken by surprise. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Yeah, it's true, later this year. I guess I should have told you sooner instead of Mom having to tell you. Sorry, I've just been really busy planning the wedding. Yeah, you could have told me last time we talked that you were getting married. I even said I'd introduce you to someone. But you didn't even say you had a boyfriend, let alone a fiancé. Why didn't you say anything then? Well, I never said I was opposed to marriage. I just said I wasn't thinking about having kids yet. Oh, I see. So that's why you said no to being introduced to someone. I understand now, but you could have been more clear from the start. Stop this guessing game. You should have told me sooner that you were ready for marriage. Yeah, sorry. I guess I just didn't want to bring it up yet. Well, what's your fiancé like? How old is he? Is he older or younger? How did you meet him? He's 5 years older than me. We met many times before through mutual friends, so I guess you could say we were friends first and then started dating. Wow, 5 years older. That's a surprise. I always thought you'd end up marrying someone close to your age. But no matter if he's a good person, then that's great. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Ryan is an amazing person. Oh, by the way, Mom said that I need to visit soon and meet him, and she wants us to come for dinner. But Kyle and I are way too busy. So I don't think we'll be able to go. Oh, I see. You guys sure are busy. That can't be helped. I'll introduce you to him some other time. Sorry. I mean, we are working for a big corporation. It's not like we can easily take days off, you know. That's why we can never make any time for anything. Yeah, I understand. That's too bad. Working there must be really busy all the time. Yeah, I can barely get a break, so busy. But I am really curious about Ryan. I never thought you'd get married, so he must be really special. What's he like? Is he tall? Is he rich? Is he a blonde or a brunette? Does he have blue eyes like me? How should I explain what he's like? I guess the best word to describe him is that he's hardworking and detail-oriented. And he's definitely tall. He has light brown hair and greenish eyes. Oh, I see. That makes sense. You seem to go for brunettes. And if he wasn't super fussy like you, then he wouldn't work at all. You always find such sensitive, studious guys. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. But I like when a man is organized and pays attention to details. Well, is he handsome? Is he fit? Who is hotter, Kyle or Ryan? Probably Kyle, since he's ripped and he's blonde with blue eyes. I'm not sure. Kyle and Ryan are completely different types, you know? Ryan is handsome to me, but maybe he's not everyone's type. He is very warm and kind, so that's what attracted me to him. I see. Well, I guess I can picture him from that information. Growing up, you always went for the nice guys. Sometimes they were even a bit chubby. And they ended up making you cry and breaking up with you. That might happen again with this one, you know. Make sure Ryan doesn't trick you, okay? Yeah, I guess nice guys aren't always so nice. But I know that Ryan won't do that. He treats me really well and loves me for who I am. He's a really good person. Yeah, but you can't marry someone just because they're a nice person. You have to make sure they have a job and also have a stable income, you know? I made sure Kyle worked hard and that we got along well at work before we started dating. Then I found out that he's great with money, too. Someone like that is much more suited for marriage. I don't think money is as important as kindness, though. I'd much rather have a kind, poor husband than a mean, rich one. Oh, sis! This is why you have such bad luck with men. You're just gonna end up crying every time. I don't think you understand how difficult marriage can be. This is advice coming from someone who's already happily married, so you should take it. Yeah, I know that marriage isn't something to be taken lightly, but Ryan and I have known each other for quite a long time. Thanks for your advice. Well, anyway, I think I can probably meet him someday, maybe even before the wedding. But don't get your hopes up. Kyle and I are super busy. Yeah, I know. No worries. Kyle also texted me saying you were too busy. You guys can meet him when your schedules line up better. Okay, great. To be honest, I don't really have high expectations. I mean, he's someone you think is good enough to marry. You don't have the best track record. Well, try your best to not end up getting divorced. A divorce can't just be undone, you know. Yeah, I know. But trust me, we will be fine. I'm not worried. Melanie! I got your wedding invitation in the mail today. The venue is pretty fancy. I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be able to afford renting a place like that. You must have saved up a lot for it, right? Or did he pay for it? Yeah, we both really liked the venue, so we worked hard to save our money. He paid for most of it, but I also pitched in a bit. Wow! Is Ryan kind of a show-up? I mean, he must have paid a pretty penny for a fancy venue like that. Is he compensating for something? He's not a show-off. We both just really like the venue, that's all. And we both paid for it, not just him. Also, we've invited a lot of guests, so we had to find a space big enough. And it just so happens to be the same venue where his sister had her wedding years ago. So we want to have our wedding in the same place. His parents also wanted us to get married there. It's kind of like a family tradition now. What? But don't you hate that you're not picking everything yourself? You've always been kind of a control freak. Sounds like you're just going along with what they're telling you to do. Isn't he ignoring what you want? Do you really think you can marry someone so bossy and marrying into a family who just tells you what to do? That's not what's happening here. I also really like the venue, not just because of the family history. I never thought I could have my wedding at such a beautiful place, so I'm really happy. I'm not just going along with what they're saying at all. Well, I guess that's okay then. I'm glad it's not my wedding, though. Anyway, have you decided on a wedding dress? Yep, I've decided already. I bought it a couple months ago. What kind did you go for? Knowing you, it's probably something conservative and kind of plain and simple, right? I mean, if I had my wedding in a fancy place like that, I'd get a dress with lots of glam and glitter and a super long veil so I could really make an entrance. Yeah, I can see you doing that. It is a bit more simple without any embellishments, but it's a beautiful white satin, so I think it's perfect. It fits perfectly, too. Oh, yeah, that's what I figured you'd go for. You've always been a bit of a plain Jane. Any tailor would be able to custom fit it to you. That's not really a huge selling point. It's their job to custom fit it. I get all my clothes custom fit. Oh, I guess that's true. I just usually get a size small and it fits me fine. Back when I was wedding dress shopping, it was so difficult to find the one that represented my personality the best. Also, Kyle kept interfering and putting in his 2 cents. Doesn't he know that it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding? He would say, oh, I like that one, or that one is ugly, or that one's okay. Oh, it was so annoying. What about Ryan? Did he want to pick the dress for you? Actually, I guess he's the opposite of that. No matter what I tried on, he would say, it suits you or it looks great when I wanted his device. He wasn't helpful at all, so it was hard to make my decision. Wow, that's completely different. Isn't he just being too doting? I'm pretty sure he wasn't just sugarcoating everything. I think he really did think all the dresses looked good on me. I guess he's the kind of person who likes everything. He doesn't have his own personal taste. Let me guess, he shops at discount stores? But since he's marrying you, I could have guessed he'd be like that. Like a male plain Jane. Plain Shane. It seems like I won't be able to meet him until the wedding. Yeah, it seems that way. It's really a shame. He's also very busy lately, so I don't think your schedules would match up anyway. When he says he's busy, he could just be cheating on you, you know? Maybe he's trying to get some fun in before married life. I mean, he's chosen a plain-looking girl like you, so... Wait, what if he's actually been playing you this whole time? Would it be a good idea to call off the wedding? Come on. You've been doing nothing but bad-mouthing him. Please cut it out. He's a very loving, sincere person. He isn't cheating on me. I'm not bad-mouthing him at all. I'm just giving you some food for thought, that's all. I just want what's best for you, so I'm letting you know that him cheating could be a possibility, you know? I haven't said anything mean in particular, did I? Come on. Chill, Nicole. I have no intention of doing what you say anyway, so there's no need for your advice. He isn't cheating on me. He just isn't like that. How can you be so sure? It's not like you've been spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with him yet. You don't know what he gets up to when you're not with him. Yes, it's true. I don't see him all day, every day, but there's just no way that he would be cheating on me. He just isn't like that. He's very loyal and has never cheated on anyone before. If anyone were to believe him, it would be me. You haven't even met him. You don't know him at all. Our relationship has been built on trust. That's one of the reasons why I decided to marry him. I see. Trust, huh? I sure hope he's trustworthy. Well, I hope you're happy. That's all I want. Anyway, you've kind of killed my mood, so I'm gonna go now. We're gonna cook something together. See ya! Hey, Melanie! Since I can't come to the wedding, please say hi to everyone for me. I hope it goes well and you don't get ditched at the altar or anything. What? You're not coming to the wedding. Why are you telling me this just now? Oh, and by the way, Kyle isn't coming either. Sorry, not sorry. Wait, hold on. What do you mean you aren't coming? This is my wedding, for God's sake. This is important. I know you're not sorry at all. Why? Isn't it obvious? It's because we just don't care enough about your wedding to go to it. So instead of attending your boring wedding, Kyle and I are going to go out on a nice date, just the two of us. How can you suddenly tell me the day of the wedding that you're not coming? Yeah, I guess it is kind of last minute. But at a wedding, you have to give a bride and groom a wedding gift, right? We just don't want to waste our money on that, sorry. And we don't want to waste our time either. It's clear and plain to see that you would just have to do without us on the wedding. You know I wanted you and Kyle to come today. I've had enough of your excuses. But you said you invited a lot of people, right? And a lot of the people are our relatives and people who work at my company, aren't they? You even had to resort to inviting my coworkers since you don't have enough friends. I mean, can't you see how that can make someone feel used? Wouldn't you be pissed off? No one likes feeling used. I don't plan on giving you any wedding gifts, so don't get your hopes up too much. I see. Fine. You don't have to come. Maybe it's better that you don't. You don't have to come. More like I don't want to come. I wasn't even excited to see you all dressed up. Especially since you won't even be that dressed up. It would just be a waste of my time. Oh, is that how you really feel? No one else has complained about that. I did take the day off from work, though. So that's why Kyle and I are going out for dinner together. I see how it is. Go ahead and do that. I don't care what you do. Wow, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? It's not a big deal that we're not going to your wedding. You're probably gonna have another wedding in the future anyway, since he'll most likely divorce you. I told Mom and Dad that we're not coming today. And they didn't even bother replying back, so I guess they don't care. They're probably too disappointed to even reply. Well, do what you want then. I don't care if you regret it later. Don't worry, I won't. It's just a wedding. You're giving me permission to just do as I please. This is great. I thought you'd be even more upset. I'm gonna go with Kyle to a fancy restaurant wearing my designer shoes and purse. While we're doing that, you can have fun at your cheap wedding. I bet all the cutlery isn't even real silver. Why aren't you answering your phone? Melanie! Oh, hi Nicole. The ceremony's starting soon, so can this wait? I don't have time right now. No, I think this is more important. Why didn't you tell me you were marrying my boss? This is all news to me. Yep, Ryan is the head of your company. I guess I forgot to mention that. Silly me. How come I didn't know about this? I did say that I was going to introduce you to him. I invited both of you over to meet him many times, but you kept making up excuses not to come. So you never got to meet him. That's why you didn't know about this. Oh my God. You didn't have to make us meet him in person. Since we know him already, you could have just texted me about this. I didn't want to tell you just over text. Someone at work might have seen it and found out. I wanted to give him some privacy about this. He asked me to keep this quiet. Since he's not my boss, he's my fiancé, I understood how he felt and I kept it quiet. Yeah, but aren't you guys a couple of cowards for not just telling people? Don't you two love each other enough to let everyone know about your marriage? Why would you keep it under wraps? Isn't it normal for people to say who their fiancé is? Normal? Since when have you been normal? It's not normal to be so judgmental and narcissistic. You don't have the right to call us cowards. What are you talking about? Why are you being so feisty? You think I'm an idiot or something? Why are you looking down on me all of a sudden? Who do you think you are? Aren't you the one who's always looking down on me? I mean, looking down on me is one thing, but degrading someone you haven't even met is another. You can't deny it. Yeah, but I have met him. I just didn't know it was Mr. Johnson. I had no idea who he was. I thought he was just some nobody. You're just saying that now because you know who he is. Don't you think that's kind of odd? Any normal person would have saved their judgment until after meeting him. No, I think I'm in the right here. Everyone has some prejudice, you know. Come on, sis. Give me a break. I had no idea you were marrying my boss. Think about how shocked I feel right now. Give you a break. I've been giving you a break for too long. I'm done putting up with your antics, Nicole. It's true that you got married before me, but that still doesn't give you the right to act like this towards your older sister. And you fight with Mom and Dad so often and don't even seem to care. I've had enough of it all. Ryan said that I can just ignore you and it's not worth dealing with. But I've decided I can't let this slide. What? You mean Mr. Johnson said that it's okay to just ignore me? He said that I don't have to put up with you anymore and shouldn't feel bad about it. Since you're the one who's always in the wrong. None of it is my fault. Wait. Why is he taking your side? He gave me Employee of the Month back in December. Does this mean that you've been telling him about all this? You know he's my boss. Yeah, of course I told him everything. We're really close. We tell each other everything. I told him that you and Kyle looked down on us. He didn't know what you were really like back in December. And that you canceled on us last minute too. And that you're on some date right now instead of attending our wedding. Hold on, this isn't fair. We're not at some date right now. We're at the front gate of the venue right now. We will attend the wedding. But the staff aren't letting us in. I told them that we're a family of the bride, but they still won't let us in. That's because I told the staff not to let you guys in. What? Are you serious? Why did you tell them that? Have you forgotten that I'm your little sister? Do they know I'm your sister?
And since I'm one of Mr. Johnson's employees, he has to invite me too, or he'll look bad.
What are you talking about? I don't have a sister. He doesn't have to invite you.
Is this some kind of cruel joke or something? Am I being pranked? Melanie, are you angry at me? You really don't have to be. I'll apologize to you, so just let me in. And we'll give you a wedding gift.
Nah, you don't have to do that. And I don't want your gift. Just go home to your big ugly condo and I'll have my wedding ceremony without you.
What? We came all the way here and postponed our dinner plans because of you. Do you really think you can do this to me? How can you be so heartless towards your little sister?
I'm doing it, so of course I think it's okay. Even Mom and Dad said I didn't have to let you in.
What? They said that. You're just making this up. And I don't want my boss to think that I'm an evil younger sister or something. I don't want him to hate me. I mean, I have to work with him, so this can't happen. Can you imagine working with someone who can't stand you?
But you've been making fun of our marriage this whole time. I think this is totally fair. And for the record, I've never had to work with anyone who can't stand me, so I actually can't imagine it. Do you really think you can keep going to work after all of this? Ryan doesn't want you to work with him anymore. He says that he doesn't want someone so rude in the office.
What? He said that? Or are you just making this up because you don't want me to work with him?
No, he did say it. He said he wants to transfer both of you.
Transferred? To where? Our house is here? Our friends are here? We can't just move somewhere else.
You're lucky he didn't end up firing you two. He really wanted to. But he felt kind of sorry for you, so he figured sending you out to a small branch office in rural Montana would be better. You should be grateful for that, since the other option was being out of a job.
What? Don't you think he's overreacting? I mean, he wants to transfer us there just because we're not going to his wedding? Isn't that cruel? You said he was a kind person.
You really think that's the only reason why?
Is it maybe also because I made fun of you? You know I don't mean it.
It's not because you made fun of me. It's because you still make fun of me. Don't use the past tense, Nicole. I can't forgive you for how you treat me, and neither can he. You've insulted me, him, and our marriage. I mean, don't you think anyone would want to kick someone out of their life if they made fun of their fiancé? Makes sense to me.
Wait, let me talk to him. You got this all wrong. I didn't mean to make fun of him. I respect him. He's a great boss.
Oh, you want to talk to him? He's been next to me reading all of this.
Mr. Johnson, please. I won't make fun of Melanie ever again, even if I'm just teasing. Please believe me. Please don't transfer us to Montana. We have our life here.
He said that your salaries would be cut in half and you'll have to transfer, so now you have 2 reasons to beg. He also said that he'll make you choose between that or resigning and getting severance pay. So what do you say?
Oh my God! I can't understand this. This is way too sudden. I'm gonna sue the higher-ups of the company. This is so unfair. Is this even legal? I'll be talking to HR about all of this.
Go ahead. But do you really think that's a threat? The higher-ups are Ryan, and he's right here reading all of this.
What do you mean? I'll still try to sue you.
Even with you two gone, he can easily find someone else to do the job. They'll probably do the job better too. It seems like you two didn't even bring up sales or take work that seriously anyway. So he figures there won't be any losses without you two around. It's no problem if you decide to just resign. You won't be missed.
Why? How are you marrying my boss anyway? How could you do this? What does he even see in you?
Wow, you said you weren't going to make fun of me anymore, and yet you just insulted me again. Looks like you just can't teach an old dog new tricks, even though you're the younger sister.
No, I was just joking around. I didn't mean that. I'm just not good with my words. You know that, right? Even growing up, I was too direct.
Yeah, but that was the past, and I don't care about the past anymore. You should have learned how to be nicer, and you just never did. So what are you going to do? Are you going to move to the countryside, or are you going to leave the company on your own? You'll have to find some other company who'll put up with you and ignore the fact that you left such a prestigious company.
Both options are no good. I don't know which one is worse. Why is this happening to us? Kyle and I don't deserve this. Our lives are gonna be ruined.
This is happening because of your actions. You most definitely deserve it. Actions have consequences, Nicole. It's time you learn that. I did actually want to tell you sooner, and maybe I should have, but you just didn't want to listen to me anyway, so I decided not to tell you until today.
I can't accept this. Can we talk this out? Neither of those options are good enough for me. There's no way I'm gonna voluntarily resign. I've worked hard at my job. And there's no way we're just gonna pack up everything and move to a different state.
If you don't like either of those options, Ryan can just fire you instead. How about that?
What? He can't do that.
I mean, you just said that you can't choose. So the only option left is to just get fired and move on.
Hold on. I can't just get fired and find a different job. Everyone will know that I got fired and they won't want to hire me. I'll be out of work and maybe even end up on the streets all because of you. I'm your only sister.
Yeah, so if you don't want that to happen, then you'll have to choose between those two options we gave you. Oh, and remember, I said that I don't have a sister.
Just let me talk to Mr. Johnson, okay? It won't take long. If I get to talk to him, I'm sure we can agree to something. Please?
But there's nothing for you two to talk about. And besides, he doesn't want to talk to you.
Melanie, please stop being ridiculous. If I talk to him and explain everything, then everything will be fine. Please just let me talk to him. He's still right there, isn't he?
No, you and Kyle will just make up excuses and try to steer the conversation your way. So the answer is no. He won't talk to you. There's no point in trying to reason with you. We've made up our minds.
Come on, please just give me one more chance. I really am reflecting on my actions. I'm sorry. I'll try to be a better sister. I promise I won't make fun of you anymore. I'll apologize for everything I've said.
It's too late for that. You should have apologized ages ago. Well, it's almost time for us to go now. Goodbye, Nicole. So please don't make a big scene at the front entrance, okay? I'm embarrassed of you two. You guys are an embarrassment to me, after all.
Melanie, you can't just leave us waiting out here. This is embarrassing for us. Kyle is furious, and you know how he can get when he's angry. Melanie, why aren't you replying? Come back.
And then the staff eventually had to kick them out since they kept making noise at the front entrance. And they got escorted out, which was even more embarrassing for them. Other than that, our wedding went exactly as planned. We couldn't have asked for a better ceremony. It was perfect. Everyone who was important was there, and they all gave us thoughtful wedding gifts and kind speeches. Turns out, Nicole and Kyle opted to voluntarily resign from the company. So they're gone now. Nicole kept sending me texts apologizing for what she did, but there's no way that the pent-up anger I had for years towards her can just suddenly go away. I completely cut off contact with them, and I don't miss them at all. Now I've started my wonderful married life with Ryan, and we're so happy. We bought a new house, and we can now live peacefully every day without anyone trying to tear us down. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more.